Tired by She Is a Killer Queen. I see those tears in your eyes. I fell so hopeless inside. Oh, love, there's no need to hide. Just let me love you when your heart is tired. Jean and Jailbreak were tired. They were hurt. But it's never too late to say, I you. Good God, the Emoji Movie does not belong to me. If you hate this. Okay. Second time I upload this, blah 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 blah. How could I say that? How could I say something so hurtful? I turned him into a meh. It's your fault. You're a stupid and sensitive idiot. You do not deserve Jean. Those were the self-insults that Princess was giving herself. She could not get it out of her head. A mixture of guilt and love controlled her, and her mood lowered. Princess Jailbreak could not remove the blonde emoji of green eyes off her mind. Appeared in all her thoughts, especially the sad one. No longer wanting to continue this, for a long time she had this feeling. And on the other side, Jean was still hurt. It had been 3 months since that crazy adventure on Alex's phone, and from that day where he confessed to Jailbreak that he loved her and left with their heart shattered into pieces. They never mentioned that again, and saved the tears of pain. Jailbreak tried to ignore that guilt. Jean tried to forget the pain. But for both, that was impossible. They were empty, sore, and their hearts were tired and broken. She saw him from the scanner, talking to H High Five about something she could not hear from there. Seeing Jean put her hand on the glass, cold tears ran down her cheeks. The memories that she lived next to him came as a flash accompanied by pain. Enough! She screamed desperately, pounding the scanner. Kept thinking about him. Jailbreak, are you okay? Asked one of the chips. ... She reacted quickly and saw that she was still on the scanner. Is my favorite princess here? Jailbreak eyes lit up at this. It was Jean who came in with a big smile. Oh, hello, boss. Greet both chips. Since the disappearance of Smiler, Jean was in charge of the building and became the leader. Hello, look. You can leave me alone with... Soft blush was felt on his cheeks. Jailbreak. When he said that to Jailbreak, her rose cheeks got pinker. Sorry. And she opened her eyes like plates. I just want a little time with her. Both chips nodded in Agati and laughed. What? I never heard of that word. What the fuck is this word? Won't let me look it up. Great. I bet you $2 that he tries to kiss her, but he regrets, whispered the smaller chip. Done, whispered the other. Practically alone, the emoji with multiple emotions approached the princess, looked at her a while with a nice smile, sat down next to her, and looked into her eyes. Hello, Jailbreak. How's everything? Jean asks, with a small blush. Very well. She was flushed, too. Both were in a panic. They did not know how to begin this conversation. Jean had already planned, and he was ready to do it. Well, I thought so. Jailbreak. I came here to tell you something very important, and that I really need you to know. Again. O. H. O. Okay. Tell me what? Just Jailbreak was going to say, what do you need? He took her hand and squeezed it tightly. Jean? She asked. I just wanted to spend some time with one of the emojis I most want, he replied sweetly in his voice. The brown-haired emoji did not know what to say, especially when she saw Jean's hand approach and took some strands of her hair off her face. He began to caress her beautiful face with great delicacy, even though he was going to dare go further. Jailbreak just closed her eyes and accepted the caresses as if she was falling asleep. Felt that she was going to heaven and would fall asleep in Jean's arms. Opened one of her eyes and saw Jean, who was already very close from her lips, almost touching. He felt that she was free to do so, But when she opened her eyes, he remembered what happened 3 months ago and the cloud and those phrases she used. He stopped abruptly, simply changing that kiss to a very small one on her forehead, and let go of her, looking at her regretfully. I'm sorry, he whispered in pain. Jean, I, Jailbreak said with the same look. Look, I came to ask you if you have the afternoon free, since I would like to go out for a walk outside tonight. You know how to leave work, get stressed for a while, and relax. Besides, we have not talked much lately. Jean, she said sadly, I would love to, but I cannot have to stay with the chit. She was interrupted by his boss. Oh no, miss. I'm your boss and ordered you to take the afternoon with me, he said proudly. She was going to protest, but Emoji looked at her with that do not even try sign. Well, Jailbreak gave him a defiant look. Where do you want to go? Wait for me at the entrance to your house, okay? Of course, I'll be there, Jailbreak said with an incomparable smile. He nodded happily and left the scanner, leaving her alone. The smile on Jailbreak's lips had faded. Why did I open my eyes? She thought guiltily. And? Asked High Five. Oh God, High Five. And? Asked High Five when he saw his friend leave the scanner, but his hopes vanished into his sad face. Meh, he said without encouragement. I remembered her rejecting my love. I do not want her to do it again. Oh shit, sorry, wrong people. Oh, come on, bro. Are you really going to continue like this? It's always the same. At least you did something. Looked up and began to think. High Five. Which one of my ties fit me better? The princess was at the entrance of her house, waiting for Jean, toying with her fingers, and her breathing was very agitated and especially nervous. Jean, what I told you was not what I really meant. Ash, what pathetic way to apologize, Elbrake said with a sarcastic look after practicing her dialogues. Jean, that you said that time that you confessed to me that you love me, it was beautiful and go dang it, never say that. It had been a long time since she had been waiting for Jean. She had given up. She was about to withdraw until she felt as someone grabbed her arm and pulled her back. She turned her eyes back to see that it was the force that pulled it. It was Jean who saw something disheveled and her fucking hell. Disheveled and with her withered roses. Behind him was High Five. Sorry for the delay, High Five. Forced me to put on a tie or bun, and I spent half a day choosing to wear, and at the end we found out in Ward because he told me that I am naked and that I would scare all the little ones, and I forgot to bathe, and there's the hot water gone, and he spoke so fast she barely understood. At the end of saying that, she took a deep breath. But, well, at least he's alive. High Five was made to laugh looking at his friend. Jailbreak did nothing more than laugh and fix his blonde hair. Good thing you came, she said, looking at his cheeks. Well, his butt cheeks? Well, come, are we going to walk for a while? Jean said, grabbing her arm. I have a lot of things to tell you. Oh, good luck to both. High Five said goodbye while watching them leave. Now, to the concert. And that's how Stephen proved to be the most jealous person in the world. The end of this. Jailbreak laughed out loud. God, to be a devil. He knows how to handle a love relationship, Jailbreak said while she wiped the tears from her laughter. You can tell she loves Angel. Jailbreak stared into her eyes. When it's for love, anything is done. And how do you know? She said sarcastically. Well, Bunny, Durkee, and Missy tried to flirt with me this morning, Jean said in that same tone. It's not much of a surprise. Those two flirt with anyone who crosses them, she said, watching her way. But I reject them because of... His cheeks turned red. Why? She asked, intrigued. Of her. Jean was silent for a few seconds and looked down. Did not want Jailbreak to see him so red. My heart belongs to another person. a beautiful and strong person, the most wonderful and perfect woman that I could fall in love with. Tell me more, she said, intrigued. No one knew that inside she was deeply jealous. No, I do not think you care about love, she said, bowing her hair. You made it clear to me anyway. You're not a princess waiting for her prince. The phrase echoed in Jailbreak's mind. If her heart ached before, it hurt now to another level. She finally knew how Jean felt that day, and that she used those words. They stood still and faced each other. Jean very slowly dared to take her hand and squeezed it gently, while she began to play with the blonde locks of her hair, till Jean finally broke the silence. Well, are you hungry? He asked, scratching his blonde hair. Of course, we can go to the store and bought some chocolate. She was ready to move forward, but her friend stopped her. No, miss, you wait, I'll go. He did not let her continue, quickly ran away until she could no longer see him. Poor Jailbreak watched him go and giggled with a smile. She sat down by the side of the street while she waited for his friend. I think in itself, I have to admit, I know it will sound a very hypocritical madness, she said in her mind. I bit her lower lip. But it is inevitable not to remember his beautiful emerald eyes staring at me, his smiles, his expression, and his charming way of being, and maybe until now I am being honest with myself. But I cannot deny what my heart tells me. Pressed his fist, ready to spit it out. And what he says is, I love you, Jean Meh. She internally thanked that the emoji she loved so much was not there, that she shouted that to the floor, closed her eyes to clear her mind, until she heard Jean calling her in the distance. Jailbreak! Jean came so agitated and hurried that he could barely approach, took her arm and ran. Fast, before they play it! Jean, what are you talking about? Where's my chocolate? She said as she ran after him. I have something much better. Much better than chocolate. I doubt that. 2 minutes passed, and the more they approached their destination, the more they heard the music become louder. When the music reached the maximum volume, they were already surrounded by a lot of people who jumped, applauded, and shouted to two emojis who were in a grandstand singing Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. When they were already in the front of them, the song was over and everyone applauded. Gene, this is incredible, she said, looking in amazement at the two emojis who sang on stage. Knew you would like it, Jean said, smiling tenderly. He took her hand to lead her to the front. Can you give me your attention, please? Just a little silence, said one of the singers. Thank you. We want to thank you guys for being here tonight with us. We are really happy that you like these songs that we found in Spotify. The boy emoji was made to laugh. Recently, an emoji with multiple emotions asked us a favor of playing a song. The favor of one of his favorite princess. The emoji girl with a pink ponytailed hair. She, hearing that, Jailbreak smiled with a slight tingling in her stomach. So this is for that beautiful couple, the emoji boy grinned, nodding into a microphone. Music in the multimedia. Jailbreak looked at all those lights and declared the stage, felt so loved, at the moment looked at Jean, who already saw her in wonder. Oh, man. I see those tears in your eyes. Feel so helpful inside. Oh, love, there's no need to hide. Just let me love you when your heart is tired. Jailbreak began to sing the song in a low voice while he moved to the rhythm of the music of both singers. It did not happen much till Jean grabbed her. How about we play Just Dance? He looked, looking at her in amusement. Cold hands, red eyes, packed your bags at midnight. She took his hand and raised it in the air, moving it like a flag in the wind. They've been there for weeks. You do not know what goodbye means. Jean looked at the marvelous Jailbreak and his expression of happiness as he watched the song sang. Just roll up a cigarette, just forget about this mess been waiting on the sidelines from the sidelines. Despite being a romantic song, enjoyed it like any song they put, but they could not deny that this made them think of each other and the state of their weak hearts, until they finally reached the choir. See those tears in your eyes, and I feel so helpless inside. Oh, love, there's no need to hide. Just let me love you when your heart is tired. Jailbreak put her hands on her chest as she sang those verses that made her let out a few tears. If your ghost pulls you up high and it feels like you lost who you are, my love, there's no need to hide. Just let me love you when your heart is tired. The blondie did not stop thinking about it, and the song did not help either. Those sung phrases made him more restless. Just let me love you. He was ready. Did not care how scared he was in the interior. You whisper, I'm alright, but I see through your white lies. However, when he turned his gaze to the princess, he watched her stand still, her hands entwined and head down. The music did not let her be audible, but she was sobbing. But the walls don't talk, and if they could. Hey, he touched his shoulder. What? He touched his shoulder a little worried. Everything is fine. Hearing it, she turned, showing her eyes already stained with tears. They said, can't hide the secrets. You can't forget about this mess I'm waiting. Jill, why are you crying? He asked, even more concerned. I, I'm sorry. It's just, she said, wiping her tears from her wrist. You have done so much for me that I'm waiting on the sidelines, from the sidelines. It made me realize how selfish it was to reject your love. Jailbreak barely managed to say, Jail, jail. He ran his hands over her wet cheeks, tearfully. I see those tears in your eyes, feel so hopeless inside. Sorry. Jailbreak touched his hand and hid her lips there to kiss it. I know it sounds super hypocritical, but seriously, I cannot deny it. She broke into sobs. My heart is tired. It's tired because I keep making it beat for someone who does not deserve me, but I love with all my heart. So why put yourself first? If in the end you realize that not only loving you is enough, but also to another emoji. Oh, love, there's no need to hide. Just let me love you when your heart is tired. Jean grabbed her by the waist and pulled her close to him, now taking both of her hands and staring at her, staring hard into her gold eyes. If your ghost pulls you up high, and it feels like you've lost who you are, the girl to who have my heart reserved was the one that made my heart beat fast, but now it is tired. Because that emoji that I love told me that she already had a plan. My love, there's no need to hide. The girl I love, I don't love her because she's a princess. Loved her for who she is and for being so strong. With her beautiful brown hair and eyes bright as gold, he said while stroking her hair. She makes me feel that my heart is tired, although I cannot get enough of loving her. Just let me love you when your heart is tired. Despite the tender look he put on her, she clung to a warm embrace with Jean, wetting his shoulders with tears, standing there together as if they had been separated for years. My love, I think I already know who the girl is, she whispered, looking up to his green eyes. Sorry, looking up to meet his green eyes. He laid his forehead against hers, brushing their noses, forming an Eskimo kiss. I saw those tears in your eyes, Jailbreak sang safely. Oh my god. And I feel so hopeless inside, Jean was singing. Oh love, there's no need to hide, whispered both to unison. Just let me love you when your heart is tired. Ignoring everything that happened, she took him by the shoulders, and Jean took her from both sides of her face and shyly kissed her. They closed their eyes slowly, enjoying this beautiful moment, brushed their lips, forming a passionate kiss. The kiss that Jean had dreamed so many times, which Jailbreak regretted never having accepted so far. They parted slowly, but their lips were joined by a very thin thread of saliva. Both gave a strong jump due to the scare to hear the sound of applause. They forgot that they were in public and above all, in a concert. Holding hands, walking slowly home, they were both very flushed and looked very tender. That song was a wonderful thing, said Jean as he squeezed the hand of the princess he loved so much. Jean, I dedicate every part of the song to you because my heart throbbed to love again. It's incredible. All this time, and I still love you. She smiled, holding his hand. The emoji drew a small and sweet smile on his lips and kissed her hand softly. I love you, Jailbreak. I know it's not the first time I'd tell you this, But I want you to know that I want you to be the woman that I've spent my whole life with. I do not care if my heart or emotions are tired. I love you and I always will. In the middle of the path, his fingers interlocked. Their lips joined together and their hearts woke up again, feeling each other's love. I love you, Princess Jailbreak. I love you, Gina. The end. My God. That was tired by She is a Killer Queen. If you want to read this by yourself for some reason, you got this. You got a little link here. Um, I gotta review it right. Name. Let's see. Like a review here. It was good. 10 out of 10.